Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Board from Sin. I hope that you're doing very well this week. I have had a crazy week. So this week is my husband's last week at Rest Check. He officially has one more day tomorrow, and then he's done there. He'll be home for the week following April the 20th, and then on April the 27th, he starts his new job. So very much looking forward to that. Very excited about that. I myself have had a little bit of a crazy week. This week has been such a battle. About a month ago, I made a picture with words on it, and it was literally talking about the gas prices. So it was a joke about how the gas prices are so high right now that I was going to have to start selling nude photos at $5 a piece or $25 not to get one. It was a joke. Not thinking anything of it. I thought it was hilarious. I posted it on Facebook. I thought it was so hilarious that it would go viral and that I would share it to the world. And I shared it to 10 different groups on Facebook. And all of a sudden, I got flagged hard. And I mean hard. They took everything away from me just in a heartbeat. Gone. No monetization, no stars, no nothing. I could not earn money if my life depended on it. So I reached out to support and explained the situation, and they would not budge on removing these restrictions on my account. This went on and on and on for like a month. Monday, I get my monetization back. I had a lady from support who was fantastic, and it took me almost like half an hour of waiting for her to do her thing, but she lifted the restrictions off of my account. Fantastic. We are back on a roll. Let's get back to posting. I add a hey, I'm back to being monetized. And then all of a sudden, I am restricted from commenting on Facebook until April the 19th at like 9:41 p.m. their time, which is like 4 hours later at like 1 o'clock in the morning here. So I'm definitely not going to be awake. So my account to me is restricted until Monday morning, April the 20th. So I was like, all right, so I can't comment on anything. It is what it is. I'll go get my post done for the following week. Like, Facebook then decided that they were going to stop me from posting. So other than having my monetization back right now, I cannot use my Facebook whatsoever. So sorry about that, guys. However, the main thing is that my monetization is back. I could start earning my stars and earning money from the content that I create. And that's awesome because let me tell you, I have been stressing out for the last month not being able to make money. Like have bills to pay just like everybody else. So I was stressing hard. And no, I'm not making thousands and thousands of dollars off of Facebook yet. But the plan is to hopefully be able to. And I know it's not for everybody. And I know you know what I mean? Not everybody is going to go viral. Not everybody is going to make thousands of dollars off of Facebook. But fingers crossed, you never know, right? You just got to get that one post out there and boom, you take off. So I'm not giving up. And for the past month, I have literally gone through this up and down emotion of should I just like close this account and start fresh? Or, I'm so close to having 20,000 followers on my account right now. I was so discouraged. I was like, ugh, this is never going to end. But Thankfully, it has, and although I can't do anything this week or whatever, I am taking full advantage of it by getting spring cleaning done and getting things that I need to do out of the way before my husband is done and off for a week. While he's off for that week, we are planning on cleaning the front and backyard, renting a U-Haul truck so that we can get rid of all the pallets that we had from the garden last year that we weren't able to get rid of, so that we can reorganize our shed. So there's lots of outside stuff to do. So this week I really focused on inside stuff. I literally washed like all my walls. um, I have reorganized my pantry entirely. My spice cupboard is completely cleaned out and reorganized. My fridge and freezer and oven are all emptied out and cleaned and disinfected and reorganized as well. So I got a lot of the inside stuff done. I was also able to make new labels for my products that I'll be selling at the Christmas market come this year. So it's been a really crazy week for me. April the 20th is going to be 3 years since I lost my best friend Chantal. And it has literally taken me this long to be able to contact her husband again. I had such a hard time reaching out to him, knowing that she wasn't going to be the one that answered the phone when I called, and I just could not get my mind past that part. And it's not that I didn't keep in contact in those 3 years. The contact was just very minimal. I felt really, really bad about it the entire time. All I kept thinking to myself was, if it were Chantal in my shoes right now, she would have stepped up a long time ago and picked up the phone and checked on my kids and checked on my husband to see how they were doing. She would have messaged them on Facebook. She would have text messaged them. She would have kept in contact as much as she possibly could with them. I tried. And then life happened. Life got busy and work. And one day after another passed, and I was like, oh, I'm going to call this weekend. Oh, I'm going to call this weekend. Oh, and I never did. And then I lost my cousin and my mom last year, like a month apart. And I had contacted Chantal's husband at that point to let him know that my mom had passed away. And I think that was the last message that I ever sent to him until a couple days ago. I was sitting on the couch and I was like, I can't believe that it's going to be 3 years since Chantal passed away. Like, where did the time go? Then I started feeling really guilty about not doing better, about not being there more for her husband and her son. It's put a lot of guilt onto me because I had a really hard time knowing that when I called there, she wouldn't be there to answer that phone anymore. And then losing my cousin and my mom back to back, and I don't know, my whole world just went upside down real hard, real fast. And I've just now been able to brush myself off and message Norm for the first time in a long time. And I'm making arrangements to call him on Saturday, which I am going to follow through with. I'm not just going to say I'm going to do it and ghost the poor guy. It's been one of my biggest things that's been weighing on my mind since she passed away. Because again, I know that she would have been in contact with my children and my husband on a more regular basis. If Norm had Facebook, then, I probably would have reached out to him a little bit more. It didn't stop me from text messaging him, however. So again, it's still on me, and I need to do better. I need to step up my game and be there for, the man that I consider my brother-in-law and my nephew. As for my youngest child, as many of you know, my line of communication with them has broken down. It's been probably a little over a month, if not longer now. And although I'm still blocked on their Facebook, which is fine. That's, they're doing their thing. They're being them. They are healing in the way that they need to heal, and I really hope that that is going well for them. But I have sent them a couple of different messages on Messenger to let them know that I'm thinking of them and that I hope that they are doing well and that I'm trying my best to, open that line of communication. But it's unfortunate because I am blocked on Facebook. So until they unblock me, then, they'll see that hopefully I made the attempt of trying to reach out to them and, leaving positive little messages, which is what I'd like to be able to continue doing with them if they are ever ready to reopen that line of communication. I have been doing better with communication with my oldest child, my daughter. Um, she has an extremely busy life, so although unfortunately we haven't been able to actually chat on the phone yet, we have been messaging each other back and forth, um, at least weekly, just to check in and see, how things are going, to see if both of us are available on the weekend or a specific time during the week. But, life gets busy, so we'll get there. The main point is that although my line of communication with my daughter had not broken down, I'm making the effort to be more in contact because I fell short throughout the years on that. It's not that I didn't keep in contact with her, but life would get busy and I would stop checking in. So I've been making a very big effort to check in at least once a week, sometimes even twice. If she is able to respond to me because she has some time, great, I'll respond back as soon as I can. So sometimes, we talk back and forth via Messenger a couple times a week, which is way better than what we were doing because at times we were going like months without chatting at all. So it's nice to have that line of communication with her open. And as I gradually build that up, it's going to help me once my youngest child is ready to open that line of communication with me. It'll help me continue to make sure that I am also checking in with them on a, weekly basis. If they respond to me, respond back, as soon as I possibly can, within a 24-hour limit, hopefully, and make a very big effort to have that line of communication open the way that they anticipated or have always wanted. I'm just trying to be a better person, be a better mom now that I have the opportunity to fully focus on my family. I didn't always have the opportunity to raise my children because I was taking care of my mom who was schizophrenic and consistently suicidal. So, was I a good mom? Yes. Was I a great mom? No. I did the best that I could with the knowledge that I had, with the abilities that I had, with the resources that I had, I did the best that I could. I could have stepped up my game a little bit more, by keeping these communication lines open and not making empty promises. I did that a lot. And those are mistakes that I realize that I have done and that I am doing my best to correct. And I'm not going to continue holding that guilt over my head anymore because I'm not that person anymore. As the rest of the week progresses, I am going to continue to look at the bright side and continue to work on myself as a person, and send another message to my youngest child and keep in contact with my oldest daughter to keep that line of communication open. I am very, very much looking forward to labeling up my vanilla extract bottles, and then getting them all vacuum sealed so that they're ready for the market at Christmas time, and getting that front yard and backyard just fully cleaned up and organized before my husband starts his new job on April the 27th, because we still don't know exactly what um is lined up, like, work-wise for him or whatever, but we are very much looking forward to seeing what this new position brings for him, and we are very excited to just get life back on track. So, if you are struggling this week, give yourself a break. Try to go outside, try to get a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of positivity, go for a walk. Be gentle on yourself. You can't fix everything all at once. It's impossible. You need to do it step by step. And hopefully you have a wonderful weekend. And I will speak to you guys all next week. Talk to you later.